Good evening. Welcome to today's panel discussion. I am Michelle Lee, co-CEO of AMTD Digital. Today we have 5 panelists and FinTech founders who brought their companies into AMTD SpiderNet ecosystem through AMTD ASEAN Solidarity Fund. AMTD SpiderNet is a powerful ecosystem where we connect and collaborate with partners, clients, and friends from a wide range of industries. AMTD Digital is the digital arm of AMTD Group. We are trying to build a one-stop digital offering to Asian consumers and SMEs. We have the Airstar Bank, the Hong Kong Digital Bank. We are the largest local corporate insurance broker here in Hong Kong. We run InsurTech, digital payments, and digital asset exchange in Singapore. We are looking at digital banking, digital insurance license in Southeast Asia. So AMTD ASEAN Solidarity Fund is a fund we jointly created with AFIN Apex this year to support ASEAN fintech companies with funding, as well as AMTD's ecosystem network and resources. Today's 5 companies received our first batch of investments in November. I'm very happy to let you know this Monday, we just announced that we will extend this fund to end of the next year, and we will increase our capital commitment from 50 million Singapore dollar to 80 million Singapore dollar. So let's hear what the founders say about what startups need during this challenging time. I would like to start with the ladies. Let me start with you, Nicki. Can you share a little bit more about what does CardUp do? And we noticed that you have a 50-50 gender split in the team, and as well as at the management team level. So what are the benefits of having an equally split team?
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. And hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Nicki. I'm the founder and CEO of CardUp. We're headquartered here in Singapore, and what we do is help improve the way that individuals and businesses pay and get paid, as well as operate digitally today. And our main product line and the way in which we do that is by enabling credit cards to be used for any expense, regardless of whether the end recipient takes card payments. So take, for example, paying your rent to a landlord or paying a corporate tax bill to the government. And this helps businesses make use of an available credit line that's often sitting in their pocket in order to improve their cash flow. And Michelle, I think to answer your question, I think we're probably quite unusual because obviously the topic of gender diversity in fintech, I think, comes up a lot. And very pleased to say we have a very equal split, almost a 50-50, and that includes at the management team level. And I think for me, it's about equality. It's not, it's not about one having more or less of either. It's just about diversity of ideas. And having an equal team means that we're representing all of the population in terms of those ideas and inputs into product design and development. And I think also women bring a lot of softer skills to the table as well, which can be very powerful from a leadership point of view.
Got it. Val, can you explain a little bit what does Policy do and your vision for PolicyPal as a leading insurtech company in Singapore?
Hi, everyone. My name is Val, CEO and founder of PolicyPal. So we are a licensed insurance and financial advisor firm based out of Singapore. So what we do is basically educating, empowering consumers out there to know about their financial needs, starting from insurance products. So we empower them to make the right decision by connecting them with the insurance companies in Singapore. So today we work with 30 of them, from general insurance to life insurance companies. We digitalize the insurance products from quotation, inception, to actually them receiving the insurance policy straight through their mobile app. So we have seen a tremendous growth this year, especially because of pandemic. A lot of consumers started realizing the need of financial planning and also getting themselves covered for. And people are much more open to move online. So our vision is actually to be the only insurance platform that you need. So whenever you think of you need your protection coverage, you need to start buying for your retirement planning, you just need to go to PolicyPal. We'll find you the best product by giving you the answer.
Great. Ben, can you introduce a little bit about TranSwap?
Thank you, Michelle.
We noticed there are quite a lot of players in the remittance space, right? So how does TranSwap differentiate yourself?
Thank you, Michelle. Hi, everyone. I'm Benjamin, co-founders of TranSwap. You are right. There are many players, but each player operate quite differently. The space is quite huge. TranSwap has a global payment infrastructure connected to banking network with Swift GPI, cards network, Visa, Master, Union Pay, including wallets. With this comprehensive global network of settlement, we can help financial institutions and corporates to make payments to over 180 countries faster, better, simple, intuitive, and predictive. But what is the differentiation? That's the main question where everybody will keep asking. Most of my competitors started from retail side and moving up to businesses, mainly gig economies, micro businesses, using mobile and platform. Our main differentiation factors, we start really on the SME side. 90% of our business are SME, really solving pain points of SME, integrating into the system, which we offer a suite of solutions from payments, collections, financial automations, including e-invoicing, e-payable, spend management. So more than just a platform phase. And right now, from SME, we are moving into enterprises, big enterprises, where we integrate our payment ecosystem and open up a whole potential revenue stream for them, allowing big organizations to be part of this system and also helping them to earn money earn revenue at the same time. So with this itself, we are actually transforming payments from a transactional basis to intelligent, from random to integrated, where payments is embedded into the system, making it simple, intuitive, and predictive. In order to do this, we must have a very strong IT team, not just building platform, but actually building solutions. And in this solution become a template from one industry to another industry. So of course, we are now building something for the tourist tax refund, probably the first in the world. Once we can done this, we can go to London, Paris, and etc. So these are the main differentiation points between the other players. That most of them are retail players, platform and mobile integrations. Thank you.
Great. Ravi, just talk a little bit more about Active.ai and your vision for conversational AI for the financial industry in general. Hey, Ravi.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so Singapore headquartered, and I'm the co-founder and CEO. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, so what we do is provide the conversational AI layer to help large financial institutions do digital better. So we enable conversations from anywhere from WhatsApp to Alexa cross-channel. So you can go across 15 different modes of communicating with your customers. You have two-way communication, so there's a lot of data. So some of the largest banks in the region are our customers, large insurance companies, payment companies, some of the biggest payment company in the world. So we cover everything from Australia to North America right now. We're only left with South America as a continent to enter. So looking forward to that one. It's been an exciting ride with so many customers using our platform, and we look forward to taking more of Singapore banks as well along as we go.
All right, Kelvin, can you introduce funding societies? And it's amazing you're developing tools for to help the SMEs to digitalize on top of the lending capability.
Thanks, Michelle, and great to see and connect with all of you. So I'm Kelvin. I'm a co-founder of Funding Societies. In Indonesia, we're called Modalku. We are basically the largest SME fintech lender in Southeast Asia, having given out about $1.4 billion of loans to approximately 60,000 SMEs across the region. So our focus is really to help SMEs to grow by virtue of working capital solutions. But we realize that as a lot of SMEs being offline, it's sometimes hard for them to access working capital solutions besides what Nicki is already currently offering. And that's why we do help to offer some other software as a service solutions to help SMEs really digitalize in the process. So as a one-stop shop, we offer a wide range of working capital solutions ranging from term loan, trade finance, as well as microloans. And currently licensed operating in Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia. So really excited and glad to be here in the panel.
Thank you. I think now the panelists are warmed up. Let me ask you a few questions in terms of your business challenges and opportunities you see. My first question, so this year COVID situation in general is benefiting the fintech segments, right? But it also brings the new challenges to you. So this year, how do you cope with the COVID and the biggest challenges for you so far? Who do you want to start first? Nicki, again?
Sure, I'll start. I mean, I think this year probably the word that sums it up has just been adaptability, and I think we've had to just really, whatever plans we came into 2020 with, we had to rethink, and we've had to just stay nimble and adjust. And I think we used a sort of framework at CardUp whereby we looked at sort of 4 different areas. One was obviously people first, and ensuring that when things first really struck, and we obviously in Singapore here had a sort of circuit breaker period. It was making sure that the team were all safe, healthy, and also just able to actually continue to operate productively and do their jobs remotely. And then I think the other areas after that was scenario analysis and scenario planning, looking at lots of different ways that the business, ways or shapes the business could take in this environment, and what that means for things like preservation of capital. I mean, cash flow is obviously the most important in terms of ensuring that we can weather this storm. And so I think it was, people's scenario planning, capital preservation, and then the final one is sort of preparing again for the future and the new norm that we're now in. So what does our product mix look like? Do we need to change the way we think about things? How do we now access our customers if we can't meet up with them? We were sponsoring a number of events. We're also running regionally in Malaysia and Hong Kong. So all of these things. How do we effectively sell and market the business when we're working in this new norm? So I'd say those are also 4 areas we thought through.
Okay. Val, you want to take this question?
Yeah, so this year has been a journey that is very different. So starting of the year where we joined AMTD ecosystem, and shortly, thankfully, I got to meet with the AMTD team before the whole circuit breaker got started. When circuit breaker first was announced, I think we were still pretty calm because we felt that our business is quite diversified from travel insurance. Of course, it all went down, but our life insurance and also health insurance plan, interest actually went up. But the first 1 month itself was really very challenging because basically most of the business operations were actually done through with our financial advisors, to submit to the insurance companies on the last mile. So it was a hybrid model, but to pivot it, everything within 2 weeks with our regulator digitalizing the whole application flow, as well as the submission of KYC to be all online, was very tough that month. But shortly after that, we pivoted and also adapt, what Nicki has talked about, is really how you adapt to the changing climate. So on top of that, consumers' mindset on COVID, today we actually really worried about COVID themselves, or like are they worried about recession? Are they worried about their jobs? So that's how like our team actually pivot along the way in terms of like the business demand, and then which one do we focus more on. We used to do a lot of like general insurance products, but then because of like the market demand, we move our focus to do more of the life insurance products, and it gives us a different type of revenue stream. So it's all about looking out for the general trend and servicing what our customers and our partners are looking out for. So it's really a journey of learning and adapting to the whole to all our partners.
Yeah, sorry, my light went off a little bit. So next, Ben, do you want to take this one? Benjamin?
Sorry. COVID-19 came like a tsunami, the force of nature. Maybe not nature, maybe it's human. But it's so great that everyone totally caught off guard, including us. But like Val said, initially we took it very, very lightly, like nothing has happened. But after the stone hit us itself, we start to wake up. First thing on the mind is the safety of the workers, arranging how works can be done. Everybody have to work from home. And secondly, of course, is survival. There will be no tomorrow until you survive, right? All hands on deck. We are not going to leave anyone behind. We're not going to retrench anyone. But fortunately itself, as we get settled down, we start to build windmill rather than shelter. Tsunami, some build shelter, others bring windmill. So we took the opportunity in this period to bring windmill. And our staff strength grows 300%. So instead of retrenching, we accumulate so much staff. We start to employ, especially on the developer side. We have now close to 30, 40 over developer in respect to quite a few countries. And businesses-wise, we expand to overseas, to Scotland, to Malaysia, to Vietnam. And our GDP has grown by over 90% over the corresponding year. So it's still pretty tough for everyone. But fortunately, in our space, like all of us are, the digital world itself has kind of accelerated the adaptation of our customer. So in a way itself, yes, we are affected, but we are also have opportunity to pivot, to grow. So we should not take it for granted, because the window is still there. So hope that we will, all of us itself will, together we can thrive and survive together.
Yeah, it's amazing you enter into new markets this year. So that shows, that shows how agile your team is and how really the virtual office works well for the fintech industry.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, Kelvin.
I think a lot of our experience are quite similar. Perhaps two things that, but not to the extent of like what Benjamin did to extend to new markets during COVID period. I think for us, I think two things that really stand out. Right, number one is that during COVID period has really helped us to crystallize what is mission critical and what is good to have. I think that when good times and we can raise a lot of money, everything seems interesting and important. But when you actually don't have as much cash, or rather you need to make sure that every dollar generates at least $1.10 in terms of returns, then things becomes very clear that what is good to have and what is must have, right? So I think this period of time really helps us to sharpen our focus a lot more. And that from a business, from a strategy, from an execution perspective. In fact, from a financial perspective, we are probably at the strongest position that we have had in our last 5 years of business, with our burn reducing quite consistently and revenue top line growing quite consistently. So for us, it was a very good baptism of fire. That was number one. That's one key observation as an organization. But I think also see that COVID has really helped individuals and leaders to mature during this period of time. And given that this is a crisis that perhaps no one has experienced with, and frankly, a lot of leaders in Southeast Asia in startups are relatively young, right? So either they are young managers or even young founders to start off with, right? And I think that this experience has really strengthened the team to think about things in a much more multifaceted and scenario-based approach. And I think that that really sets the stage and foundation for companies that survive through COVID to really grow and thrive for post-COVID period.
And Ravi, how about you?
Well, I think it was quite challenging for us for most of the year. But from two sides, because one is all our customers are expecting more of support and digital. We grew existing business with existing customers, and we added a lot of more marquee brands and banks to our portfolio. So kind of completely stretched with not being able to travel, having to deliver all our software remotely for all our clients was a massive challenge, but we didn't lay off anybody. So that was good. And we hope to end the year close to profitability, or at least almost there. Right. So it's been turning out quite well. But I would say the best part is nobody in our team really fell ill. We took care of everybody, and we kept all the jobs safe, and our customers are also fine. So that's a good thing. But I hope we can get past this sometime soon. World can't go on like this. That's our stage.
Hopefully the vaccine can help the situation to improve. So we see all these challenges for all these startups. So that's why the Solidarity Fund came in, not just provide funding, but also the resources support, connectivity support. I want you to share your experience of applying for the Solidarity Fund. What do you think about the whole process? Is it straightforward? Do you think we have done a good job in terms of the application process? How about Ben?
Our experience on the application actually is quite swift. Form fillings itself, first you got to have a prerequisite on the APEC side on the applications. That itself quickly completed, followed by the main application, and subsequently we have a call with AMTD teams, due diligence call, and after that we kind of like put it aside, Then after I think about 2 or 3 weeks later, a call came. I think it's about 7 p.m. And this gentleman called Kelvin. This is Kelvin. So I'm wondering, who is this Kelvin? May I know which Kelvin are you, Kelvin? He said, this is AMTD Kelvin. Oh, yeah, it's so embarrassing, Kelvin call, Benjamin, you has been selected as the initial 5. Oh, it was such, it's like receiving Nobel Prize, suddenly somebody call, and someone Kelvin call, and it was a pretty good experience. Then the announcements came, and I think about 1 or 2 months later, I forgot the timing. The amount we collected the amount. Before all the formal the documentation itself was completed, we already received the amount. Yeah, I think our experience was it was a surprise, but we are glad that we have been selected.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Thank you to Kelvin calling me.
How about you, Ravi?
Yeah, I think few things stand out. For the first time that something like this is happening, right? Firstly, transparency. I think the whole process was extremely transparent. It was very straightforward. You had to just fill in what is there in the form, right? It was very clear and articulate to what is going to happen next. Right. And now we have to understand that everybody is stuck because of COVID. There are different people in different regions. But I think we coordinated this superbly over messaging platforms or email, the transparency, bringing everybody into play, Apex and other teams. I think it was very well done. I must give tremendous credit to the team which organized this whole thing together and executed it, because they kept everybody in the loop, and that was very important. And I would say, I would encourage, if you're a good startup and you are working in South Asia and you want to grow your business, you should apply, because of now the new horizon has happened and there's a larger fund out there and you have some more time. This is a very straightforward process. I mean, there is a joy in going through it, and I would really appreciate and want to thank the team at AMTD, everyone, right from Kelvin to Michelle, to everybody who's been involved in this. William, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And Nicki, anything?
Yeah, no, I'd echo what they said, what the two have said about the simplicity of the process. I think maybe just to add another point is, partnerships has always been really key for us at CardUp, and we've taken a very partnership-driven approach to growing the business, whether that's with sort of banks or payment network partners. And I think the timing was great for us because we had this, earlier in the year, opened up our technology via API, and the Apex platform, as I think Ben said, is a prerequisite to actually, post your APIs so that you can encourage and foster this collaboration. And I think, being part of this broader network, and certainly sort of the speed and energy of the AMTD team to want to partner and sort of combine and believe in this sort of belief that together we're stronger and we can achieve great things, I think came through really strongly in the process. So thanks, Michelle, to you and the team for that.
Thank you, Nicki. It's impressive that I remember after our first call, you came back with a very long email, right? Listing out all the synergies we can achieve together. I remember you replied like 10 p.m. right at night. It's really impressive, right?
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, just to add, AMTD guys don't seem to sleep, It's like they're working 24 hours a day. You get email, you get WhatsApp at midnight, at 11. It's like, how come you people never sleep at night or Saturday, Sunday?
And it's omni-channel, right? Omni-channel, we use all the tools. Okay, so my next questions. So now you're in the AMTD SpiderNet ecosystem. What kind of synergies you wish to achieve with AMTD, and how to make best out of this ecosystem? Maybe let's start with Val.
Yeah. So now being part of AMTD ecosystem for 9 months, it has been a great experience interacting with many of the individuals, founders, and also key stakeholders in the ecosystem. From like now, we met with 4 other founders that we are able to explore collaboration opportunities. On top of that, of course, within AMTD itself, there's an insurance brokerage company that has been around for 20 years. It was a natural move for us to actually work closely with the business that have been servicing like SME and also consumers in Hong Kong to build up our PolicyPal digital solutions for the customers over there. On top of that, within the AMTD ecosystem network, I think with this Apex, where we are able to open up our APIs connectivity, what we're looking for is more than just the whole like cross marketing of what many companies will first try when they do partnerships, right? But the kind of partnership we're looking for, and that we have been actually working together with some of the other partners, including Formal Pay, CatBridge, is that how do we engage like services from PolicyPal, such as insurance offerings, into the whole consumer journey, or like the whole experience could be from the Formal Pay of helping from the merchants to the payments solution provider network. So these are the few initiatives that we are working on. And that's what I guess, like for FinTech players, what we really need, which is the largest like FinTech network that we are able to tap onto. As prior to starting PolicyPal, I was working in financial services firm that I can see from professional service firm, like they have audit, M&A, advisory services. They are able to all share actually the data, the consumer, not consumer, in terms of clients, like service and needs that they're looking for. They have that whole ecosystem. Other than that, from the banking perspective, you have your commercial bank, consumer banking, bancassurance products that they all are able to service the client on a one-stop solution. But as a fintech player, we are all considered as quite small. We're starting up. So being on this platform and the ecosystem, we are able to leverage on each other's strength and provide the best service and solution to the client itself. So that's why I believe that as we strengthen and more startups join this whole ecosystem, we are able to keep our clients with us sticky, and that's how we can actually provide the whole end-to-end solution to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's our vision as well, because most of the fintechs focus on one vertical, right? But nowadays, customers, they want to do everything on one single portal. So that's why we want to aggregate all the best out of each verticals and put it all together to offer to the same group of customers. So that improves stickiness and also our understanding of the customer. It also helps on the risk side as well. Fuck. Sorry, my lights are off again. Nicki, you want to take this one? What do you want to achieve with the ecosystem?
Yeah, I think I touched on the partnership aspect, and sorry, I don't want to repeat what's in the others. What Val has just been saying. I think similar intention, really. The fact that, as I mentioned before, combining the strengths of the various different partners, we can be bigger and better, and already. We're relatively new into the sort of AMTD partner network, but already we're working with a number of the other companies on synergies and benefits, whether that's sales marketing or even deeper product integrations and new product developments.
Ravi?
Yeah, so we work very closely with Only Financial. So it's very exciting for us that the AMTD SpiderNet is all about banks, insurance companies, fintech, startups, of all nature, doing everything in the whole gamut of financial services. So we're really looking to bring some cutting edge digital experiences across the board. And very interestingly, if you notice today, we launched cutting edge artificial general insurance, general intelligence, human interface where you can have conversations with digital people. It's completely cutting edge. It'll revolutionize the way customers interact. So we're looking to bring such experiences to the portfolio companies and everybody on SpiderNet, and so you can differentiate and win in the market.
Exactly, cross-selling is so important with the ecosystem. We can cross-sell our product to each other and to each other's customers. That's the idea. How about you, Ben?
We already reached out to FOMOPay and CardUp in the collaboration since we are the SpiderNet. No man is an island. Unity is a strength. With this itself, we can offer a suite of solutions to the customer. Supporting each other is in the ecosystem. Creating a multiplier effect. 1 + 1 is equal to 3. So this one I think will benefit not only the organization, the team, and also benefit the customer. Just like when we were young, there's no departmental store long time ago. Then there's this departmental store coming where you can buy everything in one departmental store. Unfortunately, Robinson in Singapore closed down. We really look forward, like Val say, as an individual company, being small itself, there is so much we can do. The fight is harder, but as a team, much more easy, and each of us bring our own unique strength and unique product to complement the whole ecosystem.
Right. Thank you. Kelvin?
Actually, I think many folks have said many things in terms of collaboration, right? But I think one thing to just highlight is that I do see this as only the start of the whole journey together. The reality is that the restrictions in terms of travel has made some of this collaboration a bit harder than it could be, right? But I think with the vaccine on the horizon coming to China as well as Southeast Asia, I do expect there's a lot more collaboration. I see the trend of China Southeast Asia collaboration will only continue to strengthen, right? So personally, I'm actually very excited about it and looking forward to what we can achieve together in 2021.
Yeah, exactly. I see increasing collaboration opportunities across China, between China and Southeast Asia, definitely. And we want to play a bigger role in that and connect the fintech, and not just fintech, maybe in the innovation industry in general, with each other. Okay, that's the vision. So next question, I want to ask the founders your top priority for next year. So who wants to take this one? Nicki?
I think we've got so many things going on, and it's hard to choose one top priority, but maybe if I use a more general word, it's really around scalability. I think everything that we're doing is really linked, whether that's market expansion, product diversification, developments within the team. I think that's very much the phase that we're in, and I think increasingly, I mean, the way that also the external kind of market and landscape is developing and the speed at which it is, I'm sort of excited for next year in terms of the scope of different new opportunities, whether that's through partnerships or other means. So I think that would sort of, if we could sum it in one priority word, it would be really scalability.
Yeah, so we want to help the startups in our network to scale up. I mean, we understand how difficult it is. For example, if you're doing B2B, the sales cycle are extremely long. No, we want to help you to shorten that, leverage our credibility within the region and globally to help you scale up. Okay, who's next? Val, what's your priority? What's your top priority for next year?
Good question. Actually, today our leadership team is planning our roadmap for 2021. So there are a lot of things that we're looking at, and of course, I think the top priority is actually building up our team to scale into new regions. So we've been working with the team at AMTD, the Hong Kong team at AMTD, on launching several products and servicing cross-border kind of financial needs. So that will be our top priority for next year. And very important is that looking at connectivity within the whole ecosystem of like AMTD, SpiderNet, what we see is that with APIX and also the open API architecture that the government level is pushing forward, we are able to aggregate a lot of data that previously was on the paper and all the information is saturated. We're able to aggregate data to actually make sense and provide valuable insights and solution to the clients. So how do we actually move that to new markets that we're launching and will be important.
Great. I look forward to our cross-border product to launch soon. I will be the first buyer, as I told you. Okay, Kelvin?
I think for us, we are not in the same room, just to be clear. We are not in the same room as Michelle, just to be clear. But I think for next year, a large part of it is really deepening of the market, right? So I think this year we had expected to have grown 100% year on year, but I think we've ended up growing closer to 30-40% year on year, right? During this particular COVID period, especially when SMEs do get impacted by lending quite a bit. For us, I think that is really leveraging on building, but this has also helped us to build up core capabilities that I think is mission critical for full-fledged fintech companies rather than a fintech startup, right? So for for example, in terms of risk tracking, so and so, reporting, so and so forth. So I think next year is really leveraging on this work to number one, penetrate the current markets even deeper. So this is a year that you build relationships, but you may not necessarily land during this period of time, but relationship is built up in this year. So hoping to penetrate more next year. I think number two is really new market entry. So we have actually seeded new markets for almost a year plus 2 years and wanted to enter in 2020. But for COVID, we decided I don't have the guts of what Benjamin did, right? We decided to hold back until after COVID period. So after seeding the fields for years, we are looking to actually officially enter new markets, new countries in 2021 next year. So really excited about it.
Exciting. Ben?
Kelvin, I will have to look for you. 2020 was a consolidation year, a cold winter. 2021 is going to be a recovery year, and we are now part of AMTD. So it's going to be very exciting. See how we can makes ourselves relevant in this spider net. There's so many we can do. By ourselves itself, we have seeded in some countries like UK, Malaysia, and I have no chance to travel to Scotland. Our office is in Edinburgh because of the COVID. So hopefully, when it start open up itself, we can do that. But I really look forward to next year. The green shoot vaccine itself is coming in. Hopefully, it is effective. No side effect. The confidence. I think ultimately is the confidence level. If everybody is confident, things will turn around pretty quickly. But with SpiderNet insight, is really all of us have to sit down and chart out what we can do together. It's going to be a big thing. I think the strength of togetherness itself, able to build some product collectively and offer to our customer, that will be the next best thing for all of us. Thank you.
And Ravi?
Yeah, so we're scaling up nicely in South Asia. The idea is to scale up significantly more in North America. Hopefully, we'll be able to travel and get things moving out there. So that's the big look forward to next year, is to scale up and go more than double of what we're doing in North America. We got all of these things set up, but I think it all plays out on how vaccine is received. We're just keeping our fingers crossed, but we're ready, and I think it should happen going forward Q2 of next year. So single focus is to actually grow over 100% next year, largely from North America as well.
Very ambitious plan, 100% growth. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. I want each of you to give your advice to your peer founders, FinTech founders. What do they focus on? What do they need to do next year? Nicki, you again?
You first. I think to sum up this year, it's been one of a lot of resilience, I think, for all founders. And I think probably a word of advice is that all of the lessons learned and the fact that we've weathered this period. I think we should move forward with confidence that despite the challenges, I think all of us and many other fintech founders in the market have been able to grow the businesses. So I think that would be my sort of I suppose to feel motivated about that fact and positive for the year ahead.
Right. How about you, Val?
So I think for my sharing, it will be actually looking at what really matters. So this year itself, indeed is a big hit for the economy globally. But then many countries, including Singapore, we get the support from the government. So though there's actually recovery vaccine, I think it's very important to look at what's the new normal in terms of how businesses are run. So there will be growth, there will be new opportunities that we are able to look into. So it's key to actually tell them to partnership opportunities within the ecosystem, looking for opportunities with strategic partners like, for example, AMTD that you are able to explore through this Solidarity Fund, where you get the not only funding support, you get into this whole ecosystem with aligned interests. That is very important because we talked a lot about new ideas, partners, and so forth, right? What is the focus? Are the interests aligned? That is very important, and that would be my advice to any other fintech founders out there.
Okay, Ravi?
Yeah, I would say you need to keep calm, do better what you do. Things will improve. You just have to hope that things will come back, right? This is a great time to introspect and do, I would say, those things that matter significantly for your customer. Don't do everything because we tend to do too many things. I think this is the time to really bring it down to those few things that really matter and then execute them superbly well, right? It's a good year. It'll be a good year. 2021 will be a good year.
Great, stay focused. Ben and Kelvin?
I always give, if people ask me on this question, I always give them three-letter word. The 3R, not the four-letter word, the 3R. First is resolute, like remain focused. Second is resourcefulness. We are doing some things may not have been done before, or do it differently. So resourcefulness is very important, especially for fintech regulated industry. You just have to be very resourceful. And the last is the most important is resilient. You just cannot die. Sometimes you feel like dying, but don't die. Rest if you must, but don't give up. So all this is how for all who want to venture into the space of startup or entrepreneurship, you must have this. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Kelvin?
Actually, really looking forward to 2021. I think, and one of the articles that I find good guidance is Ray Dalio's article on LinkedIn, right? In terms of what I expect, and that oftentimes we overly leverage on recent history to predict the future, right? And oftentimes, but because of how cycles are formed, the future oftentimes is going to be a lot more different than your recent history going to be, right? So actually, I'm pretty optimistic about how 2021 will be, and we are basically gearing up for it. So looking upwards and forward to 2021.
Okay, thank you. With that, this concludes our panel. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we encourage more fintech founders and startups to apply for AMTD Solidarity Fund. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Adios.